2 years ago, we got a call in Denver, and a young man from Argentina was just paging through the phone book. His name was Sergio. I think he was about 27 or 28.
Sergio Stabio.
Yeah, Sergio Stabio. And so we invited him over and we visited with him, and I think we're probably related somehow because his grandfather was from Turin, and when we talked, there were a lot of connections. And we tried to, we called him a couple times and we tried to get some information, but he hasn't been too good about getting back to us. But we're going to follow up on that. See, we've pretty much got to be related.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, and then about a year ago, when I was traveling, I made a reservation to eat in a restaurant, and this guy said, "Oh, Stabio, are you related to the Stabios in Argentina?" Which is just completely first time that's ever happened. And he gave me the address and said this guy was a Ford dealer in the province of Mendoza. So we're going to follow up on that too.
There's also some Stabios down in Miami too.
Oh, is there?
Well, I saw it in the phone book when I was down there, but I
Really?
didn't call. Well, when I moved to California, I picked up the phone book and looked to see if there was any Stabios. And there was, living in San Pedro. So I called him, but no relation.
No, but those people, I think, were from the Black
They
Hills.
were from Leeds, South Dakota,
Yeah, right.
but they were not related to.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Well, I would like Dad to tell us a story about his dad or his mom, if you would, Dad. I know you told me some stories about your dad. Different kind of stories, or I don't know if you have time to tell you on tape, but or a story about when you were on the ranch and what you do.
That'll take all afternoon.
How about one story?
Huh?
One story?
One story.
Yeah.
We did everything, didn't we, Archie?
Yeah, well, Margaret and I used to be
We were
the
the-
cowboys and the farmer and everything together. We used to mow hay, remember?
Tell us the story about the skunk.
Yeah, about the what?
About the skunk?
Son?
Skunk.
Oh, the skunk? No, that's a porcupine. Anyway, we was mowing hay, you know, and she was ahead of me with one mower, and I was behind, and I got a porcupine in my sickle bar. And of course, I didn't know what to do, so here I go running up the field to catch her to help me get the porcupine out.
Then what happened?
Well, I think that we tore down a post or something and it killed the stupid
Yeah,
thing.
well,
We
we
got
had to
him out of there, but we didn't want to, you know.
We used to ride all the time together. We used to bring our cattle down about 5 or 6 miles down at the main ranch to water. We'd bring them in the morning and let them sit around the tank all day. Then we'd take them in the night, take them in the evening, and take them back to the pasture. We did that all summer.
Right.
In the 30s, there wasn't no water up in the pasture. And Margaret, one time we were bucking hay, and she had a team, and she kind of lost control of it, and she bucked a load of hay right into the creek.
And Dad was mad about it too, wasn't
He
he?
couldn't get the horses to back out of there.
I'd forgotten about that.
Dad was a real super guy, but he was an old-time Italian, where you're to be seen and not heard. So we don't have the father-daughter
Bonding.
bonding, like all you guys do, which is great. I just love to see fathers with their children and all that. He was a great guy.
Is that why you guys are so loud now?
But he used to always play the accordion. He'd come in from working and he'd sit in the other room and play the accordion, And then that's when us kids got a chance to go outside and do all kinds of crazy things. And we had an old car. Archie, Virginia, and I and Charlie were mostly raised together because the older ones were already gone. So we're out there driving the car, and we ran over a little pig, a little pig, and she did, and stopped right on it, and the pig is squealing, and we thought, if Dad hears this, we're gone. I mean, so, and she couldn't get it in gear, we had to push it off, but he didn't hear us because of the accordion he was playing, But whenever Dad walked in the house, we were angels, absolute angels, but we gave our mother a bad time. For fun. And these guys here one winter were chasing me out in the snow. And I ran across the creek, which was full of snow, and I fell into my waist. So they're laughing, they're digging me out and everything, but when I get in the house, guess what? My mother whips me for falling in the snow.
One time Archie and John was going up to Morella's to help Brand, and they wouldn't let me go. So that made me mad. So we had an old Model T Ford car, and they've been working on it. It made me mad, so I just filled the gas tank up with water. So when they got back, I told them about it. So they drained all the water out, and Archie was looking in the top, and John put a match on underneath. Blood burning his chin and his nose. And we was running to the house to get soda to put it on, and Mother said, "There's something wrong going wrong." So she went down and followed me down the creek.
Beat you up, huh?
I remember that.
Charlie called our mother a real bad name. I won't say what it was. He didn't even know what it meant, but a real bad name. He's lucky he's alive today. She beat him until he had to crawl out of the bed to get away. And Virginia was so cute. You know, Archie got a brand new cowboy hat. I mean, they must have been $3, but they were hard to come by, you know. And Virginia's acting silly one day. "You better be good to me. You better shut a pair of scissors." She cut. She nicked his cowboy hat.
And he got so mad he just ripped it in two.
Oh, we had
Do
so
you
much
still have
fun.
that scar on top of your head?
Yes, I do. No, I don't know.
Remember?
Who was holding them?
I was behind
Were you?
him with the hole.
You
And I
did.
got too close and I came down like this and I hit him right.
Oh.
How long were you on the ranch before the home that we see in the pictures was constructed? And where did you live? I mean, where did you? I mean,
Go from the ranch?
yeah.
Well, the older ones, Joe and all of those, you know, were living in Broadus already, and Joe.
No, he wants to know where we lived before we got the new house.
Oh, yeah, before
The
we got
tar
the
paper
new-
shack.
No,
You wanna know where we
about
lived
that.
before we got the
No,
house
I
that
mean,
you see?
I see the pictures of the home that was constructed on the ranch.
Right.
And what kind of shelter did you have on the ranch before that was
We
built?
had an old tar paper shack.
They had built an old tar paper shack that we all,
And how
well,
long did you live in that?
Oh my God.
She was born.
Well, it was about,
Well, he probably built that thing in 1913 or 14, I mean, when he came to the ranch.
I was the only one born in the new
about
house.
6 years, because the new house was built in 1990.
No,
19.
1945.
Well, I don't care.
Norma was born in that house. Here we go.
Where did the lumber come from? Was it just local? I mean, did the lumber for the house?
I have no
come from
idea.
around Boise?
They probably cut down the trees and made their own lumber. I have
There
no
was a
idea.
sawmill up to Pine
At
Hill.
Pine
Oh.
Hill, yeah, exactly, that's
And
where
they
we're
hauled
at.
it down from there.
Pineal was north of our ranch, up about 20 miles or something like
I
that.
don't think it was that far.
6 or 7
Did you
miles.
see 20 miles?
Well, when you're riding a horseback, it's 20 miles.
Tell us about when they brought the grapes in and they made
Oh, I remember that.
Well, all the
Well, you
neighbors,
see our purple feet, don't you? We were all
neighbors go together and they'd buy a truckload of grapes to make wine. The truck company just delivered all the way. And they made about, what, 200 gallons of
Oh,
wine?
I don't know, Dad had two great little barrels.
Yeah.
I know every time us kids got to eat
George
them,
can tell
we'd
you.
get our butts chewed, but we couldn't eat none of those grapes, they had to make wine on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And we got to drink wine with dinner all the time if we wanted to. That was standard procedure.
Never had enough money to buy food, but they always had money to buy grapes.
Right.
I've got a really good story. I met a friend and I didn't even know that we were, I don't know, we weren't really distantly related, but his name was Mark Latta. And Kay Latta, which is a Turcano, lived in Billings. So I met him through high school and I didn't realize that we would be closely, whatever.
Because their family was from Boise.
Right. But I ran into,
Jim and Lena Tricano.
yeah, and one time I went into the house, and Mark and I were going to go out and have a beer, and Mr. Tricano, the grandfather, he said, "Yeah, that Stabio woman, she sure was pushy on the dance floor." And the way he said it, it was so funny. Of course, you would have had to have been
Which
there.
dad was she? With Mom and Dad?
Grandma.
Oh, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Everybody got off. Don't you remember that?
Everybody what? Everybody what?
Everybody got off the floor
When she danced?
when mom and daddy danced.
Oh, really? So that's probably why he said
That's-
that
yeah.
to me. I mean, it was in a nice way. You wouldn't,
Yeah.
Because they were good?
They were good dancers, yeah.